Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Lost Alice. So today we are going to be starting chapter 9. Really looking forward to this. I like the mystery novel aspect of this. Okay, but first a question. Why did Alice open the door that late at night? Like, she could have just looked through the window or something at least. Okay, I'm done complaining. What are you doing here this late at night? I was cautious yet curious. And alone at that. This didn't seem like someone who said they couldn't leave the castle for so long would do. Alice. Owen whispered my name. However, he called me by the name of a young girl who lives in Wonderland, not by my real name, Mitchie. I have something I must talk to you about. Really? I didn't see that coming. I had met Owen twice before, but he never really talked to me. He would always talk to Kyle. He would greet me, but that was about it. It's just a hunch, but Owen doesn't look like the kind of guy who would do something unless he had to. He probably avoided talking to me because he had to. Perhaps he wasn't interested in Mitchie, but only in the role of Alice. Or perhaps he didn't have any reason to say anything in the first place. Maybe he wasn't saying anything out of respect for Kyle, whose role is to guide me as the Cheshire Cat. He gazed at me with eyes that looked like they could see right through all my troubles. He has continued to guide you ever since you wandered into Wonderland. Are you not curious to know about Alice's guide, the Cheshire Cat? What do you mean? The king noticed how my body instinctively tensed, and an almost cheerful smile drew across his face. You can put your guard down. I'm not a good liar. I only plan on telling you the truth. Not a good liar? You look like a good one to me. Of course, I never said I couldn't tell a lie, but I'm not a fan of lying for the most part. The Chess King didn't refute my cynical remark. He only smiled. You are not to be taken lightly, that's for sure. Haha, is that a compliment? Owen let out a laugh in reaction to my blunt utterance. I don't know if Kyle told you about himself yet, but I'm sure you've noticed a thing or two about this role of his. Kyle's role, the role of the Cheshire Cat, is to guide you after you wandered into Wonderland. Yeah, it would seem so. As I lightly nodded, Owen gently creased his light gray eyes and asked, Now, Alice, have you never wondered what that meant? In response to his question, I'm pretty sure I have wondered would be the best option. Yeah, of course I have. I've been curious about his role, especially now that we're close. I often feel like there's something that Kyle isn't telling me, or maybe he can't tell me. Even today, I was really curious about what you meant when we ran into each other in the White City. But Kyle didn't seem like he wanted to talk about it, so I couldn't ask him. You couldn't ask him? His eyebrow raised in surprise, pressuring me to explain myself with a weary smile. I thought that maybe Kyle has his reasons for not wanting to talk. Just like he didn't say anything about my memories. I couldn't press him for answers when I thought about it in that way. What is keeping Kyle in shackles? Why is he so persistent when it comes to his role? I'd really appreciate it if you could fill me in. That's the exact answer I was hoping for. Owen smiled approvingly and gave me a nod. If you want to know, then I'll tell you. Okay, yeah. Well, I'm very close to the good ending, so I'm on the right roll. Yeah, it looks like I'll only get about halfway through today. Follow me. A midnight stroll never hurts anyone. That depends on where you live. Yeah, I guess that'd be okay. Why do you keep going? I would be just a little bit more cautious if I really was Alice. But can you at least let me change? I'll catch a cold if I go out in my nightgown. Be my guest, madame. I'll be waiting here for you while you change. I turned my back to Owen's grin and rushed into my bedroom. Then, I put on my usual pinafore dress and stepped right into the nightfall of Wonderland with him. Flying books! Owen ended up bringing me to a library in Wonderland. I heard that there was a library in this world, but I never imagined it would be this magnificent. I caught word of some rumors about a library in Wonderland as the days went by, but this was the first time I've actually seen it. Owen kindly gave me some advice while I was instinctively letting out a gasp of amazement. Listen, Alice. Do not touch any books unless I tell you that you can open it. There are some books here that have been specifically sealed, and you will be cursed if you try to open them. The badly behaved ones will bite you if you try to open them, and some of the magical ones will spit fire at you. Well, that doesn't sound too fun. I shrugged my shoulders in response. But there was no reason for me not to listen, so I decided to do whatever he said. Only our footsteps echoed in this empty library of the night. Owen stopped in front of a certain bookshelf. Alice, all the books on this shelf are extremely important documents. Only a selected few in Wonderland are allowed to touch them. So, does that mean I'm not allowed to read them? Exactly, but you'll be able to touch them with my permission. Owen smirked and lightly raised a hand in the air. In the name of the Chess King, I permit Alice access. The bookshelf radiated as it was showered in Owen's magic. He pulled out a book from the shelves before the spell's light even dimmed. On the cover was the title Wonderland's Memories. After Owen handed me the book, I immediately opened it. What's this? All the pages are blank. He fooled me. As I furrowed my brows, Owen said, Touch one of the pages. You should be able to read it then. Perplexed, I reached out and brushed my fingers across the blank page. It felt like any ordinary piece of paper. However, vibrant scenery and images rolled about in my head the moment my fingers gently touched it. Are these the memories of Wonderland? I could see a small boy standing in the dark. Is that Kyle? Somebody was pulling little Kyle along by the hand. That's the Spinner of Tales. That was the person who invited me to Wonderland and sealed my memories into the lake. In the depth of darkness, the Spinner of Tales opened a radiating door of light and took Kyle into Wonderland. Oh, so this is probably how everybody got their start. Just the Spinner of Tales. Welcome to Wonderland, Kyle Knock. From now on, you are going to be known as Cheshire Cat in this world. Cheshire Cat? What am I supposed to do? The Cheshire Cat's role is to guide Alice. You are to lead Alice astray, trap her in this world, and make sure she enjoys her never-ending adventure in Wonderland. Where is this Alice? Alice is unfortunately not here yet. As soon as I find a girl worthy of being Alice, I will bring her to Wonderland. Then, does that mean I don't have a role until Alice gets here? Exactly, Kyle. Everyone else here has been given a role as a character in my story. But you still have nothing. The Cheshire Cat's existence only has meaning with Alice. The word of the Spinner of Tales brought young Kyle to a silence. Then, the young boy eventually muttered, If Alice isn't here, then my life in Wonderland is so meaningless. Oh, the poor boy. I quietly closed the book. Thereupon, I reflected on Kyle's behavior and actions up until today. Okay, I get it. Just let me go, Kyle. I begged as I struggled to break free. However, his arms did not even budge. Why? Why? Why do you think? I've been waiting for you for so long. And now we're finally together. Can't I at least hug you like this? Then why are you following me, Kyle? Because I don't want to be apart from you. Kyle smiled from ear to ear as if he were amused, or as if he were really happy. I've been waiting for you for so long. Oh, I really like this story. Yes. Everything he said finally makes sense. Kyle really had been waiting for me the entire time. He was looking forward to seeing me more than anyone else in Wonderland. I belatedly felt like I knew just how deep Kyle's feelings were for Alice. Owen spoke up in a different tone after I finished reading the book. Cheshire's Cat's only rule is to keep Alice here in Wonderland. That's it. If Alice were to ever leave this world, then Cheshire Cat would be unable to fulfill his role, and he would truly become a meaningless existence. What? After listening to Owen's cold, piercing words, Okay, this has to be it. Kyle's existence is important. I stated what was true in my heart. An image of Kyle as a boy flashed in the back of my mind. That boy who believed that his life had no meaning without Alice. Kyle's life has meaning. Oh no, that's my voice. Despite whether or not he fulfills his role as the Cheshire Cat. Kyle is a person who lives in Wonderland, whether or not Alice is here. I won't let anybody say that his existence and life are meaningless. Even if that person is the spinner of tales? Of course, I firmly answered. I didn't even need to think about it. Even if it's not as the Cheshire Cat, I need Kyle. That much I knew. I would have never told him that I wanted to go back to the real world if he meant nothing to me. The reason I didn't show just how important his existence is to me. Owen faintly creased his eyes and he continued to stare at me. Alice, no matter how you feel about the role of the Cheshire Cat, if the spinner of tales finds Kyle to be useless, then there is a very high chance he's going to be punished for it. Worst case scenario, he will be erased from the story due to being an unnecessary character in Wonderland. What? That's too cruel. If you really feel that way, then the answer's simple. The Chess King sent me a piercing gaze with his ash-gray eyes. Yep, that was the best choice. Oh gosh. Okay. So, I will be right back. All you need to do is stay here in Wonderland. The Cheshire Cat will be able to fulfill his role as long as Alice stays in Wonderland forever. The spinner of tales won't even say a word. If you really care about Kyle, then you should really give this some thought. Did Owen figure out that I wanted to return to the real world? Or did he come all this way to warn me just in case? I was so shaken up that I wasn't able to really give it any thought, but thank you for telling me all this, Owen. It really means a lot to me, and I'm glad I know now. I probably would have made my decisions without much thought if I didn't know anything. Well, good night. I tightly clenched my fist and turned on my heel. Want me to walk you home, Alice? No thanks, I'm fine. I answered with my back still turned to Owen before walking toward the exit. There was not a hint of hesitation in my stride. I ended up walking over to Kyle's house. I faced the door and gave it a knock. Mitchie? It seemed that Kyle was still awake despite it being deep into the night. It's late. What are you doing here? Having trouble sleeping alone? Want to sleep together like we did last time? I just stared at Kyle as a mischievous smirk ran across his face. Then I opened my mouth to honestly tell him why I was here. Kyle, I saw your past. Huh? After blinking a few times in bewilderment, he awkwardly nodded. Preview route coming up. Ooh, challenge at checkpoint time. Get your style checked. Okay. Alright, we are cleared. Yes. Without saying another word, I wrapped my arms around Kyle. Mitchie? As if he were taken by surprise, he said my name in an uncharacteristic shrill voice. Kyle was so much taller than me that it looked like I was holding onto him rather than hugging him, though. It just breaks my heart. I wanted to hold Kyle in my arms. I could still hear that young boy's, Kyle's uneasy whispers in my head. Kyle, your existence has meaning. Mitchie? I'm not talking about Alice or Wonderland. I need you. Kyle, you're my dear friend. However, choked up with tears, I couldn't get the words out. As I stood there in silence, Kyle gently placed a hand on my shoulder. Thank you, Mitchie. When I looked up, he was softly smiling back down at me, and he calmly began to speak. He spoke little by little, as if he were trying to convey something so dear to him. It's strange. I used to believe my life had no meaning without Alice. That's why I waited for you for so long as the Cheshire Cat. When Alice finally arrived, I wanted to show her the most exciting dreams I could. But now, hearing you tell me that you need me brings me so more happiness than solely existing for Alice ever would. Kyle. I looked up to his amethyst eyes. Kyle gently placed a hand on my cheek and gazed back into mine. Kyle, you know you're going to be in trouble if I disappear, right? And yet you never stopped me when I wanted to go back to the real world. Why? He slightly closed his mouth and pondered. I didn't know exactly why myself, but I think I just wanted to support you. I wanted to protect you. You stood back up all by yourself even though you knew how painful it would be. Kyle affectionately gazed into my eyes as he traced his finger on my cheek. Cheshire Cat exists to guide Alice. But I want to be there for you, even if it means throwing away my life's purpose. Perhaps that's because his earnest eyes, the sincere note in his voice, I couldn't look at him. I felt almost as if I were being drawn into his eyes. It's late. You should probably get going soon. But to tell you the truth, I don't want to be apart from you, Mitchie. Am I asking for too much? Kyle spoke as if he were asking for a favor. I lightly shook my head. Preview. Oh, if it isn't the Hatter, what a coincidence. Oh, Joker, looks like we'll be doing the sneak peek together this time. Sure looks that way. I don't know who decided we'd make a good team, though. Yeah, That's what I want to know. By the way, Luke, Alice seems to have been swept away by the Cheshire Cat. Ridiculous! Don't believe me? From what I heard, on the next page, they... Close your eyes for a second, Luke. Huh? I'm so happy. Kyla and I had our share of problems and miscommunication before, but for now, at this moment, our hearts were truly one. I can't see a thing. Those cards are in my way. I'm actually starting to feel sorry for you, Luke. What? If you want to know what happens next, then you're going to have to turn the page. How was the premium story? You can read it repeatedly in the album. Holy cow! Things are finally heating up a bit. Okay. I might go straight into the next chapter. I think I have enough. Although I might be tempted. Decisions. I like this so far. So, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.